IELTS.com presents a new online speaking test simulator. You can try it for free.
Welcome to the speaking part of the IELTS exam. What is your name?
My name is Anna.
Check pinned comment for free materials.
For part 1, you will be asked a couple of questions to know you better. Do you have many friends?
I have more than 10 friends and I'm not sure if I should say this is a lot. However, I had more than 30 friends in my school days. With the passage of time, the number plummeted. If I count my Facebook friends as real friends, the number would go high.
How often do you go out with friends?
I meet my friends almost twice a week. I love to spend my weekends with them. And sometimes I visit different places, watch movies and discuss different topics with them. I do not go out with all my friends. I mostly hang out with 2-3 close buddies and go out with them almost 3-4 times a month.
Tell me about your best friend at school.
My best friend at school was Alex, and he was a great friend. He was tall and brave. He taught me how to show courage when we are in trouble. He has had a great impact on my life. Though he lives in Poland now, we regularly communicate via Skype. I specifically like him because he was more like a brother than a friend to me.
How friendly are you with your neighbors?
I must say I'm quite lucky to have good neighbors who are always supportive and well behaved. I am quite close to them. We have been living in our neighborhood for more than a decade, and our neighbors have become our close relatives. We have a mutual understanding and an invisible bond that ties us together as good neighbors. I respect their opinion, privacy, and try to step forward whenever they need me.
Which is more important to you, friends or family?
To be honest, family comes first. However, there are some friends who become our family members. The bond between family members is often stronger, but this does not mean that we do not have friends who are less important in our life. Being with the family makes us who we really are, and friends make our life worth living.
We are gonna give you a topic and we would like you to talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. Before you talk, you will have 1 minute to think about what you are going to say. You can make some notes if you wish. Please describe a person you admire. You should say who the person is, what he or she is like, and why you admire him or her.
I'm going to talk about my father because he has been a major influence in my life. My father was always a good role model for me as I was growing up. He was hardworking, patient, and understanding. He's also got a good sense of humor and seems to get on well with everybody. Hopefully, I've inherited some of these traits. I admire my father because I think he brought me and my brothers and sisters up well. He was quite strict, but always fair, and he has always been someone I can turn to for advice. I think my father set a good example by working hard and having a positive outlook on life. I remember that he used to leave for work early and come home quite late, but he always made time for me and my brother and sister.
Which types of people become role models in your society?
Unfortunately, gone are those days when young people used to consider their fathers, teachers, and medical doctors as their role models. Nowadays, it's mostly movie stars and famous sports persons who become role models in my society. Some of us would even argue that anybody with plenty of money has a shot at becoming a role model in our society, which is really unfortunate.
Do you agree that famous people have more responsibilities than ordinary people?
Yes, I do agree that famous people have more responsibility than ordinary people, because ordinary people look up to them for some kind of leadership role in fixing some of their problems. And that's exactly why sometimes we see world famous persons like Angelina Jolie and David Beckham acting as some special UN goodwill ambassadors in order to raise awareness on different urgent issues that are affecting our world community negatively.
What happens when young people lack good role models?
If young people lack good role models, it is very possible that they are becoming extremely confused over time with what kinds of roles they should take in their families and societies. As a result, our society will have to struggle with generations of young people without moral values who would bring no good except chaos and crimes.
What standards of behavior should teachers set?
I believe that teachers should set some good behavior standards for others by teaching discipline, good moral values, and respect. These principles will build an ideal and functional society in which we will be able to live and coexist happily.
Do you agree that you should never meet your heroes?
I have never found a reason which would suggest that I should never meet my heroes. On the contrary, I have always believed in meeting my heroes since it would inspire me even more to become like the heroes I always admired.
What benefits does a famous person get that ordinary people cannot?
There is a mixed variety of benefits, but the most important for me is probably the wide range of opportunities that it provides. Whether it's career related or no, not many different opportunities arise when a person becomes famous. For instance, Kim Kardashian is not only renowned in the entertainment industry, but forced to start new businesses such as perfumes and apparel. Involving in the business is what most celebrities choose once they reach stardom.
Okay, let's review my speaking report. You can get yours on IELTSing.com. The link to this website can be found in the description. So, yellow highlights are better word choice replacements and improvements. Here, 3 successive sentences begin with the same word I. Let's add a linker usually before I. Next, we see the same issue. Let's replace it with also he. The green underline means I use this word too often. Let's replace quite with pretty. I am pretty close to them. The red underline means I made a grammatical mistake. I missed a verb. This doesn't mean. Moving to part 2. A significant influence on my life. I use the word father too often. Let's replace it with that. A red underline, a grammatical mistake I missed, and in conjunction. In part 3, we see another better words choice replacement. Our society will suffer the consequences of having a generation of young people. Functional should be functional.
Finally, we will review the general report. You can put this video on pause to see all the details. Also, you can find instructions on how to get additional free materials from our IELTS expert in the pinned to this video comment. Happy IELTS for the exam!